Okay, again, welcome to Moxie Monday. Today we are talking about basics. We are talking about keep it simple, stupid. Okay, like seriously, I have to tell myself this all the time because I look at my growth, or I look at what I want to achieve. I look at the conversations I'm having. I look at my posts and I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And I try to complicate it. And honestly, the times where I'm most consistent in the basics is when my business and consistency is soaring in a much easier fashion. And I know that this might seem elementary to you guys. You're like, yeah, I already know this. But there's such a huge gap between knowing it and doing it. And tonight, I'm not necessarily focused on teaching you what the basics are. I'm going to go over it because I feel like that's really important, because I am always willing to relearn the basics to remind myself that elementary school is foundational. Like, we have got to have the foundation, or if we have gaps in our foundation, we cannot grow our business. We cannot move forward. But it's so foundational, in fact, that you can get so used to knowing it, but unless we take action, it won't work. I mean, you guys, we hear it when we get together all the time, whether it's Moxie Mondays or whether it's Dynasty United calls or whether it's Bombshell calls. I know we have all these different calls, but really what's essential is that you are taking action to who you want to become. And it's not necessarily just the 4 behaviors. I'm talking about like you inside, like my heart and soul is much bigger than just helping you get a 6-pack, right? Like, I don't want to just help you lose 20 pounds. I want to help you transform your life. I want to help you start believing in yourself. I want to help you start seeing what you're really made of and the potential you have, and like the God-given talents that you have inside of you. I want to bring those out, and I want you to get excited about them. My husband and I did a video today, which we thought was being recorded, and it was not recorded because my laptop capacity, like the device, was full. So we saw the whole time. This is so ridiculous. We saw the whole time, like the recording timer, like going, minute by minute. So we're like, oh, it's recording. So we ended it, went to go pick up my son, came back, realized the whole thing didn't even record. So that was a pain. I digress. That was not the point of my conversation. The point of saying that was, in the middle of our video, my husband was reading and talking about our worth, like our body image or our confidence or how we see ourselves. And I started thinking, I was like, dang, you're right. Like, what we see is who we become. What we see ourselves as is who we become. And if you don't see yourself as somebody who is capable of achieving XYZ, if you don't see yourself as somebody who could literally visualize yourself achieving a specific goal you have, achieving a specific dream you have, then who is going to believe for you? Yeah, your husband might say, I believe in you, go for it. Your kids might be like, I believe it. And like your mom might be like, I believe in you. Anybody have moms or grandparents on Facebook? Anybody? Or is it just me? Okay. Are they like the first people to like your stuff? Jesse said, no, my grandma don't like my stuff. My grandma, I love her. But sometimes she's like immediate, like liking my stuff. And I'm like,
I have grandparents and mom and dad on Facebook.
Nick said that he has grandparents and parents on Facebook. And I was telling him, I was telling him about our Love Fast broadcast and how it didn't record, but that you were talking about our self-worth and how our confidence is all about like how we see each other and our real value and how that matters. These are my friends.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is on Facebook.
I usually make a habit of getting to know all of her peeps.
He usually makes a habit of dancing behind the camera. You're going to go subtle move? You're not feeling it?
It's not that I'm not feeling it, but it has to be subtle. It has to be
I couldn't like this.
It has to be like you don't know I'm in the background and bam! You know what I'm saying?
That happens. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay.
She looks real in the center there. She looked like that was really, like, it disturbed her. I'm just saying.
You guys don't know which one is in the center, so we won't tell you.
Well, she perked up when I said it, so maybe she thought I was talking about.
Oh, Grace, we're talking.
Yes.
No, that was a good thing, Grace. He thought that you didn't like it, but you shouldn't like it.
No, I didn't. It was the complete opposite. I thought you were like super impressed by my. By my skills.
Oh, she said she is.
Yes. Anyway, peace out. I'm going to eat hot wings.
He's dropping it like it's hot. Yeah, dancing moves. He learns his moves from me. Okay, so basics. We're talking about basics, but before we get there, guys, I cannot not peel back this little onion and say it's not just about doing all these surface level things. Action is required, action is necessary, but unless you are willing to transform from the inside out, you will get burned out and you will fizzle and you will be like, man, I'm just like a statistic. Man, I'm just like before. Or maybe you are like a large fraction of my coaches now who have tried coaching before and they seemingly failed. And we've talked through this and I said, it's not that you failed, it's that you didn't grow. You cannot grow a business unless you're growing yourself. And so we're talking about simple stuff tonight. We absolutely are. But this is going to be mundane and boring and lame and bleh unless you're growing yourself and understanding that you have to be driven to do these mundane tasks with joy, with delight, with diligence, regardless if you're in the mood or not. And that takes leadership, that takes self-discipline, that takes believing in something that you're capable of. I know that last week we went over this book a lot. I've been reading the further chapters about not just nurturing our leaders, not just equipping our leaders, but developing our leaders. And one of the quotes that stuck out to me, my PD today, was that when you're developing a leader, one of the biggest factors is you have to help them, you have to help these potential leaders realize that they actually can achieve their goal, like that they actually can achieve what they're striving after. Because it's not just that somebody's going to know what they want and to be motivated by it, but if they don't really think that they can achieve it, they're still not going to take action. So for you ladies here, for Moxies here who are talking, love you too, and myself is included, okay, I have to remind myself, what am I capable of? What is my plan for this? What are my goals with this online business, with health and fitness? Like, it's phenomenal. But I have to remind myself, and I'm hoping to remind you guys, that if you do not, in the depths of your heart, truly believe that you are capable of achieving a dream that you have, whether it takes 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter to me, because what matters is the finish line, and you saying, I did it, I gave it my all, I was diligent, and I did hard work. Do you guys follow Brittany Leggett? Anybody in here follow Brittany Leggett? She is my my upline grandma. She's somebody up there. Anyways, so she has created this team called Dynasty United, and we are a branch of that. Moxie is within Dynasty United, and today she was sharing her results from an 80-day program she was doing, and it blew me away. I was so inspired by it because she talked to you straight. Look at her post. You'll be inspired too. She's giving it to us straight, like, guys, this was hard work. This was really hard work, and this is where I had to push through. But if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth it. If it had not been hard, I would not have learned everything I did. I was taking her fitness journey and applying it to these business activities that we're supposed to be doing day in and day out. And I thought, but why is it that people tell me all day long, not necessarily all day long, that's really dramatic, but at times I have I have self-doubts, I hear your self-doubts at times, and we have this internal struggle where we're like, but it's just not, I'm not able to grow. Like, I'm not connecting with customers, and I'm really trying to remain consistent, but I can't, but I'm exhausted, but I didn't post last week, but I haven't reached out to new people. And truly what that means to me is, one, you're probably just scared. Two, you're not self-disciplined in your actions to connect with new people. So I'm just going to keep it simple. We are going to remind ourselves how silly it is to overthink, to overcomplicate, and to let anybody's opinion of what we're doing smother our excitement about potentially transforming our life. So, have anybody, you guys are familiar with, I mean, if not, that's okay too. My printer cut off the B right there. So it's business activity tracker. Business activity tracker. Basics. We're talking about the basics. It is the second to last day of the month, October 30th. We have one more day of the month. I wanted to bring it back to the foundation tonight because you could still hit Success Club. You could still be a 500 PV coach. You could still figure out what you want to achieve in October to make yourself feel proud. That might be earning a certain amount of money. That might be connecting with a certain amount of customers. That might be just remaining consistent with your own personal fitness journey and nutrition journey. I never want you guys to belittle the goals that you have. I want you to set measurable, realistic, achievable, tangible goals. Okay, set real goals and run after them. Achieve that goal, feel awesome, have that victory, set another goal, go after it. I don't want us to ever think our self-worth is defined whether we hit or miss a goal. Our self-worth is going to be defined by our work ethic. And so if we set a goal, we don't work towards it, absolutely not. We're never going to hit that goal. We're never going to achieve success. We're never going to get to that next step in our life, that next position that we want in our life. And I'm not just talking about title and prestige. I'm talking about purpose. I'm talking about significance. You know what I mean? Like how important it is for us not just to have a taste of success, but I want us to all feel significant. And the way that we do that is, one, by working on ourselves through personal development, through eating right, through consistent exercise, okay, and by doing these vital behaviors that is the foundation of our business. So I'm telling you now, I practice what I preach, okay? I try the best I can, but maybe 2 years ago, came up with this idea of funneling people down. I guess it's a pipeline idea of anybody can think of it, right? Like when you talk to somebody in a natural conversation, how do you get a boyfriend? You start looking at him across the room, you're like, he's cute. And then you're like asking that somebody's friend, is he available? What's going on? What's his story? And you like stalk him on Facebook. Okay. So you're like getting to know him a little bit more. He was like just the cute guy in your class. And then you got to know him a little bit more, seeing he was available. Next step is you try to like sneak by sitting beside him and wearing a really cute outfit that day. Okay. And then in that process, you're like, oh, I don't have a pencil. Can you let me borrow a pencil? And then you start the conversation. So somehow you like segue in the conversation, right? That's another step. And then through that, you guys can have a conversation, see if there's anything that you relate on. And at that point, that could be a point where you're having a conversation and you see if there's a mutual interest to either go on a date or to hang out or to go hang out with friends or go see a movie, whatever, okay? So what you're doing here when you're talking with people, when you're meeting people, you're doing the same thing. When you're funneling people down here, it's doing the same thing. And I know how uncomfortable that is, like when you're dating, right? But somebody's a stranger, you're getting to know somebody, getting to know somebody. So I wanted to put it in a strategic system that I could follow. Being a mom of two, one on the way, my brain is gone, right? Like I don't have time to remember everybody. I don't have time I wish I did. I wish my brain capacity could work that way, but I don't have time to remember hundreds of names and who said what, said she said. And then last month somebody wanted to follow up and then I forgot and I dropped the ball and these people feel left out and misunderstood and they don't even feel like I care because I didn't follow up with them. And the last thing I want to do is to have somebody think that I do not care, or the last thing I want to do is to have somebody think that they were just a sale. And when they said no, they mean nothing to me. That's insulting. It is insulting if you do not follow up with somebody you were speaking with last month about a challenge group, about a clean week, about a program, about their life, about their pregnancy, about their mom, about anything, right? So the 7-step funnel system, that might be something you're familiar with. I know that is a very, very unsexy way of saying a funnel, but it's 7 steps and it is a funnel and it is a system. So I'm just going to call it like it is. 7-step funnel system. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys here. This is legit. This is, I still do this. I still do this. Like 3-time elite coach, top 100. You guys are the team who all got us there. And I still do this funnel system. And there are times where I'm like, oh, this doesn't work anymore. I need to reinvent the wheel. I need to get back. I need to do something different. And then there's moments where I'm reminded this does work. Because right before this call, I got my very first challenge group application from somebody living in London, somebody living in the UK. And I was like, whoa, like that came out of nowhere. How does this happen? And I knew this girl and I realized her name is on my funnel. And I've been liking and commenting on her stuff. And I messaged her, and she messaged me back, and I messaged her again, and that was it. And at that point, she's looking into me, okay? At that point, she's starting to stalk me because I was friendly stalking her, and we just had a mutual interest, and she applied to be a part of my life group. And I think, holy cannoli, this funnel stuff still works. I know that it does take a lot of time, and you can get strategic, and you can shorten that time by being smart about Instagram and using hashtags and finding that ideal customer, not just trying to find anybody in desperation, there's strategy that you can use by using a business page on Facebook. If you wanted to take a course on running ads, you can run ads so you can actually target a specific market. You can create a website that's super easy. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can go on Blogger and create a free blog. You can create an application for people to sign up or to apply for a free thing you're doing, a challenge you're doing, or coaching thing you're doing. And I've tried all of that. And I think that only makes you look more professional. I absolutely support you making things look professional and you positioning yourself as a leader and as an influencer in this industry. But as long as while you're doing all those fun things, you're not neglecting building relationships with people. I have a close friend here in Tampa area, and she made a really profound statement to me the other day. She said it's funny because she's a Beachbody coach as well. She said it's funny because we seem to have forgotten that when we train our new coaches, we don't need to train them to be social media gurus, which is important. You need to be aware of like social media rules and affinities and Facebook and Instagram and how to create consistency. She said, but it's not about being famous on social media. She's like, it's about building relationships with people. So she's like, she's like, my training, she's like, I guess that's where I've slacked. She's like, I don't want to train my person to create a crowd. I want to train my person to learn how to talk to people. And I was like, boom, that's exactly right. It's cool. Like, it's going to make your ego feel good. And, you know, your ego is going to be pet if you have a lot of likes and comments on your stuff. But at the end of the day, that's not going to help anybody but yourself. And so you don't need to define whether you're successful or not based on who is liking or commenting your post. You need to define your success and your progress based on the conversations you're having behind the scenes, based on the behind the scenes work. And that's hard because nobody's going to affirm you. Nobody's going to know exactly how much work you're putting into this. And you might be putting in hours and hours and hours with starting new conversations and following up with people and connecting with people and funneling people through a process by liking and commenting on their stuff. And no one is going to know it. And you might not get immediate results. So you have to sit back and ask yourself, why do I keep on doing this? Why in my heart of hearts do I really genuinely believe this is going to pay off? I'm going to tell you now because there is purpose in your heart and in your life, and you cannot give up on that because, one, maybe you've given up on yourself in the past, and that's why you've fallen flat. That's why you've stumbled. That's why you've fallen, and I bet you've regretted it. I bet you regretted taking your foot off the pedal right before you were building that momentum. This book here that I'm reading was saying that momentum creates leaders, that to position yourself in the best spot for creating momentum in your business is, one, yes, keep going. Chelsea said, keep going, absolutely. But to not give up on yourself right before you hit that gold mine, right before you mine into that diamond, right before you hit your breaking point. So it's a matter of your strength to never give up on yourself. And even how mundane it must feel to do the basics every single day, I'm with you. I get it. But even if it feels mundane to do the 4 vital behaviors every single day, so you're like, you know what? I did the 4 vital behaviors for 7 days and I didn't see immediate results, so it must not work, or I don't value it as much. I don't put it as a priority anymore because something else came up. My diet has crashed because I wasn't planning ahead. My workouts are slacking because I was too tired, or I stayed up too late, or you have to have a bigger reason to do the work than just trying to appear popular, by just trying to get a monthly goal. It has to be a long-term vision for your life. I can't tell you what your vision is. I can't tell you what you want out of your whole entire life, but I hope that somehow you can think that you're capable of achieving it. And if that's the case, then let me tell you the answer of how you're going to achieve it. And it is in the seemingly small task. It's the compound effect of doing the work day in and day out, and doing the grind, and legit doing the grit work, no matter what. The 4 vital behaviors. Let's go over them on the BAT. Okay, this is why it's so important. The business activity tracker is not necessarily magical. It's just an outline of reminding you how to do your 4 vital behaviors. I've known a lot of people to take this and recreate it, make it prettier, make it their own. They can shorten it, they can expand it depending on their workflow. But this is something that I recommend you following, which we had a BAT challenge a couple of weeks ago. That was really fun. That was really helpful for me. This was my full BAT from the other week. And even I was doing the work. You guys can see here my numbers. It's not extravagant. I think I was like inviting 1 person here, 4 people here, 5 people here, 4 people here. I was trying to grow my Instagram, talking to people about the coaching opportunity. I think I did like 15 in 1 week, and I feel like that was a lot. My goal was to hit Success Club 10 by the middle of the month, Success Club 20 by the end of the month. I mean, these are not astronomical goals. These goals might be big for you, but I honestly think that these are pretty standard, realistic goals that anybody can achieve, okay? You absolutely can achieve these goals. So on the back of this paper, I wrote down all these names. But the business activity tracker, step 1, a part of the 4 vital behaviors, be proof that the products work. Are you really working out and drinking a shake every single day? I'll tell you now, I have not had a shake today. I have not had a shake today. So you better believe after I get off this call, before the other call ends, I'm going to go blend my vanilla Shakeology up, put some Power Greens in there, and drink that sucker. I take Optimize every day, which is a supplement from the Ultimate Reset. I take it every single day because it's full of probiotics and it's full of vitamin C. It actually has an ingredient called Kemu, which has 60 times more vitamin C than oranges. So I take that every single day to make sure my immune system is way, way stronger than I could ever potentially fill up with oranges, because I don't want to get sick. This is cold season, right? Everyone in my family has a cold right now, except me. So I take Hydrate every day. I take Shakeology. I take Shakeology every day. I just haven't had it yet today. I take Optimize every day. I don't take Energize right now because I'm pregnant and it makes me feel funny. But I really want us to focus on being a product of the product. Personally, I just finished Clean Week. Starting on November 6th, I'm doing double time with my son. Now, I have a plan. I have a plan to do that. The other part of being a product of the product is not just growing physically and taking care of your insides through health and through nutrition, but it's personal development. It's personal development. A part of being a leader that I've been reading in this book is about having a personal development plan. And unless you plan, it will not happen. I would love to work with Moxie and, specifically those who are really eager to learn and to grow. And I want us to create a very, very thorough personal development plan, a 3-month and 90-day plan of personal growth. I'm talking about like how many minutes a day you're going to read, or what book you're going to read, or what webinars we're going to watch, how we're going to take notes, how we're going to stop what we're doing and take 15 minutes to apply it, how we're going to write down quotes. Like what I do a lot of times when I read is I'll highlight quotes and I'll type them into my notes section. And then in the future, when I don't know what to post, I'll go through my notes section and I'll copy and paste that quote into my post. So that is something that I could share. That's something valuable and inspiring that I could share. That's personal development. Okay, that's how you can apply your personal development. But being a proof the products work, doing 20 minutes of personal development, those 2 areas right here. Super simple, right? Okay, moving on. BAT. Again, simple. I don't want to bore you. You're probably about to fall asleep. I get it. I can't help it. If you don't do this, you're not going to build your business. Very important. Add at least 3 people to your social medias every single day. You know how I assess that? One is I'm really trying to grow my Instagram right now. I'm not really that successful at it, but I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure it out. So what I'm going to do, I'm being totally honest, transparent here. I don't have access to my old Instagram account because my email is deactivated, so I had to fix that. But right now, my Love Fast, Live Slow Instagram, I have 590 followers. My goal is to have 1,000 by the end of the year. That's not a lot. You guys probably have more followers than me on Instagram. Okay, I have 590. That's not a lot. I would love 5,000. I know I have best friends in this business who have like 15,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm like, hey, I got 590. But I write down that number every single day. And I try to increase it. Last week, it was at 577. Now it's at 590. I've grown. Okay, so I go and I like and comment, and I start following new people. And then when that number increases, I'm like, sweet, I'm growing my market. Sweet, I'm in front of a couple of new people today. All right, make at least 3 posts on social media. That's self-explanatory. Start 3 new conversations with people. You're like, how do I start new conversations with people? This is how I funnel. It's so easy. So this list right here, I started a list a couple of weeks ago specifically for my UK prospects, okay? But you don't have to do that. If you're not interested in growing your business through the UK, I also have a list for my US prospects. But I just write down their name. Like, let's say they're a follower on Facebook, or they liked and commented my stuff on Facebook. They liked and commented my stuff on Instagram. I write down their name, and I go like and comment on their stuff. Boom, done. That's a step 1, okay? Step 1 is like and comment. Step 2 is like and comment. Step 3 is messaging them something that's in common with you. Step 4 is following up with that message thread, just chatting back and forth, not making it awkward. Again, liking and commenting every time. There's going to be about a 10-day window where you're just going to be getting to know this person. You're going to be in their news feed. They're going to be in your news feed. And eventually you can funnel that down to the invite, which is step number 5 in the 7-step process. Step number 6 is following up. Step number 7 is following up. So if you walk through these 7 steps, and it's all listed in Moxie, I can bump that up to the top of the page so you can watch more thoroughly that video, or even share it with your downline. But if you follow these steps, you will not ever have to wonder, who do I start a conversation with? When do I say what to them? How do I invite them? When do I invite them? What do I say with them? How do I follow up? Because it's all going to be managing you. You can just legit wake up in the morning, wipe the boogers out of your eyes, go to your BAT, go to your funnel and say, okay, give me an hour of focused time. An hour of focused time. I believe in myself. I can do this. This is why I'm doing this. I'm going to spend 30 minutes doing this right now. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. 5 people. I just liked and commented on 5 people's Facebook profiles. Done. Don't have to worry about that. Don't have to stress it out. Next 5 people. I'm going to message 5 different people because I've already been liking and commenting on their stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Find something to talk about. Find something that intrigued you about their post. Tell them that it was funny. Tell them that you were inspired by them being vulnerable. Tell them that their daughter's dress was adorable. Ask them when the last time they did a marathon because you saw that they were a runner. Like anything. Message them about anything that can connect the bridge. Boom. Okay? Again, if you follow the 7-step funnel, you will never have to wonder. Start 3 new conversations. Invite 3 new people to challenge group. Follow with 3 new people. Those things are going to happen naturally if you follow this 7-step funnel system, because every single day you're going to have another group, maybe of just 5 people, another group of 5 people to follow up with, to invite, to talk to. Okay? Now, when you're talking about the coaching opportunity, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and start asking people about the business. Start posting about the business more. And as you post about the business more, people are going to be asking you more. Whereas you post about the business more, people are going to be more responsive when you say, hey, have you heard of coaching? And you can use our team-wide site, moxieishere.com. It's a generic site. I didn't put my name on it. There's a couple of pictures, throughout that are mine, but it's because I was trying to make it a filler, like I was just trying to fill it up. But it's a site that they can register to watch our webinar, our What is Coaching webinar. And in that form, it says, who invited you to watch this webinar? They're going to put your name. I immediately send it to you so you know that's a prospect of yours. You can use that site. If you're not familiar, I'll type it again in here. You don't have to use the site. You can make your own. You don't have to have anything like this. But this is a resource that our team has that makes it super easy to talk to people about the business. Throw out 3 of those invites a day. I promise you, be bold, be courageous, and know that there's worth and value in inviting people to coaching. And not in a gross way, not in a geeky way, but just, hey, I know this is random. You are so nice. I know that you wouldn't mind me talking to you about it. Can you check this site out? Because you would be ideal. I mean, the girls on our team are super fun, and they would adore you. Let me know what you think. Boom. Okay, that's an invite. That you can reword it how you want, but just be kind and be friendly, and you can get those 3 invites. I promise. Recognize the success of 3 different people. That could be your challengers. That could be one yourself, like personal affirmation. That could be somebody within our Moxie team. That could be your child. I just think that getting in the habit of congratulating and affirming somebody else is a wonderful habit. And then that's it. And that's it. Can you believe that? Like, that would take you maybe 30 minutes if you follow the funnel. If you have a list of people that you're talking to, it could take you 30 minutes a day. I said an hour a day because I would love for you to do personal development. I would love for you to step out of your comfort zone and maybe, think ahead about what you're posting, maybe think ahead about what you're going to say, or think ahead of the kind of connections you're going to be building when you're having conversation, or maybe your inbox is getting full and you have like 20 different messages to respond to. That might take you some time. I'm not saying that you're going to become a millionaire, a 7-figure earner in a year if you do the 4 vital behaviors only. This is the basics. The basics means this is going to create sustainability and maintain where you're at. If you want to grow where you're at, then do a little bit more. If you want to decrease where you're at, then do a little bit less. But it's all in your measurement. It's all in your control to see how fast or how slow that you're willing or want to achieve the vision that you have. No judgment, no shame, no guilt, no pressure. This is your life, but I cannot sit back and watch anybody smother themselves because they think they do not have time to grow a business online. It is not about time. It is not about time management. It's about investing what the time you do have into things that are most profitable to you. You will spend your time on what means the most to you. And by golly, I'll say it. If you sit down and watch a show on Netflix, then you have time to spend 30 minutes doing these vital behaviors and doing the business activity tracker. I'm not going to tell you guys that I am an expert in this every single day. There are days that I do not track it on paper, but I do it. There are days that I don't do it, but the majority of the time in the past 4 years, more often than not, I'm sitting here connecting with new people, doing these basics, reminding myself how simple this business is. I didn't say easy, I said simple, because it does not take a rocket scientist to connect with somebody on social media. It does not take a rocket scientist to like and comment on somebody's post. It does not take a rocket scientist to realize who your market is and who is the ideal person that you would want on your team, who's your dream team that you would want to work with. Start investing and nurturing in that relationship. And I promise you, you're going to find significance in pouring into the right people, because the response will be well received instead of you feeling like you're pulling teeth and you're just trying to reach and grab challenge packs out of desperation. We're better than that, Moxie. Moxie, we are better than that. And you guys, I hope, are working towards something exciting in your life. I hope that in your heart of hearts, you know why it's worth you putting in the time and effort to grow a business like Beachbody, by bettering yourself, by bettering other people, and using your skills and talents and gifts to create worth not only in your life, but in somebody else's life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's the basics. That truly is the basics. And so if you have not yet had the challenge to do your power hour every single day, before we get off the phone, I know we're a couple minutes late. If you guys wanted to join the bombshell call with me, I do not know what specific time, but in my head today, I was thinking, you know what? I think I personally need this because I would love the accountability. So I'm going to put a poll as a call to action. I'm going to put a poll up in Moxie where we're going to create, it's totally optional, but we're going to create pods for the month of November. And you could sign up for a specific power hour pod. One might be at 6 a.m. 5 days a week. One might be at 9 p.m. 5 days a week. One might be on Saturday mornings for 2 hours, whatever it is. But I'm going to tell you this, that if I have a group of just 1 person, 2 people, 5 people, 20 people show up with me at like 6:30 or 7 every single morning, Monday through Friday, I will put us on Zoom and we can walk through a power hour together with no excuses. We can put on some jams, put on some music, sip our coffee, put our videos off so you don't have to look at me with my sleepy head. But together we will knock out a focused 30 minutes of work, and then we could start our day. I just was thinking, well, that's not necessarily required. The freedom of having an online business is that you can work when you want, how you want, where you want, you know, whatever. But if you need that accountability, if it would help you to be a bit more structured, to say, hey, I see who's showing up, then we can absolutely set a time to meet together to do the power hour, whether it's in the morning, in the evening, at lunchtime, whatever, depending on what pod you sign up for. So that's an option, if that would help you. For me, personally, I'm excited about it, thinking that it will help me get on the right track to just, not that I'm on a bad track, but for me to just show up daily, one, for you guys, to maybe provide that accountability, because I will know you're missing, you will know you're missing, your pod will know you're missing, and we're going to say, girl, where are you? Does this mean enough for you? You mean a lot to me. So because you mean a lot to me, I'm going to call you out and tell you that you need to get on here tomorrow. But I want you to mean enough to yourself. I want you to realize that you're capable of achieving what you want, but it takes the action. Capiche? Does that make sense? All right. Well, I adore you guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble a bit, but I'm very passionate about keeping things simple, keeping things fun, keeping things light. But no matter what, we always stay rooted and grounded and saying, but this is why we're doing it. This is why we're doing it. We're not gonna chase bad habits and burn out and fizzle and tell ourselves that we're not worth it, because you absolutely are. You are stronger than you think, and you are more powerful than you think, and you have a bigger purpose than probably you even realize. But you could see this bigger picture as long as you're doing the daily work that is required, and that is easily defined as the vital behaviors in regards to this Beachbody business. So you're not alone in this quest. I think we can all say that sometimes it gets boring to do these activities, but it doesn't matter. I didn't ask you if you had fun doing the business activity tracker. I didn't ask you if it was fun talking to new people. I just asked you, do you want to achieve your goals? Do you want to live with significance? Do you want to achieve a bigger purpose in your life? And if your answer is yes, then you're going to have to do the little detailed things, no matter if it's in this business or something else. Any level of success, any level of personal achievement or personal satisfaction, it will take diligent focus. And so here's an example of how you can rock your business, especially between now and the end of the year. So let's show up together in November every single day, doing this power hour, I'd say at least 5 days a week. And I bet your business will completely transform. It's exciting. It's exciting. Okay. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and we will, hopefully, if you guys want to join me, I'm going to hop on over to the Bombshell Call, where Shay Stanford is going to be talking about volume, how to retain and build volume with customers. And that's kind of an exciting topic. Okay. So I love you guys. You're awesome. Bye.